Hey there guys, welcome back to ARTFX Studios. Today's another video and we're going to be making a metallic dubstep-y kind of bass that sounds like this. So it's a really simple bass. It's made in Serum and yeah, let's just get into it. It's a really simple one. I'm going to bypass all the movement and let's turn off the effects. So what have I done? I've taken the Monster 8 wavetable from the Spectral folder, and the wavetable position is almost all the way up, and I'm automating the level with LFO number 1, so that's this one. That will sound like this. It's just a low thumpy sound. It doesn't really sound like much. Then I've taken Oscillator B and I created a sine wave in that one, so it's just a normal sine. The phase is set to 50%, so 180 degrees, same for the other one. The random is down on both of them, and I brought the level all the way down on the sine wave. Now the Monster is pitched down 1 octave and the sine wave is pitched up 2 octaves, so that's a difference of 3. And then I'm taking doing FM from B on the first one, so this pitched up sine wave is actually gonna modulate the frequency of this pitched down, sort of like monstery wavetable. So that has changed it into this. And obviously changing the macro . Changing the macro will change the way that sounds, and it will change the tone. Now I fine-tuned this to 58%. And it's because we're controlling that level with this LFO, that's why we're getting that kind of movement. It sounds pretty cool. Then I've taken the sub, which is also pitched down an octave, sent directly to the output, so it's bypassing the effects chain, which is really important to the actual sound. I'm also modulating the level of the sub oscillator, so it's basically doing the same thing as Oscillator A. Then you can see right here, I'm modulating the LFO, so that's just the LFO speed. You can see down here, 1/4, 1/8. So it's just 1/4 and 1/8 notes on the LFO, and that's just this knob. It's just being automated. That's it for the entire first page, basically. There's no filtering going on. It's just 2 oscillators and a sub. Then we go into the effects. On the effects track I have first a hyper. Now what the hyper is gonna do, it adds a little bit of stereo width, and it kind of like makes the whole it changes the tone a little bit. It makes it kind of like a little bit higher in pitch, which is makes it sound a little bit more resonant. I brought the rate down all the way on the hyper and just fine-tuned that detune to 6%. You can play around with the mix to get a more pronounced stereo width. I might actually keep it down a little bit. Then I'm running into the distortion. Now if you look at what I've done right here, I've basically taken the drive up all the way, and if we would just bring this mix up all the way, now we would just get the drive fully brought up all the way. Now this might be loud, so you might want to turn down the volume. I don't know how loud this is going to be, but there we go. 3, 2, 1. it's not too bad. But I found out it sounded quite good. I like that distorted sound, but I didn't want that sound to be as pronounced as it is right now. So what I did is I took the mix down all the way, and then I applied that same LFO1 to the mix knob, so it's actually just opening up the mix, and it's only during this part of the sound where the distortion is going to be fully applied, and that's makes it just a little bit more prominent. It gives it more presence in the high end, and it quite gives it some nice distortion, so it's pretty good. Then we've taken the Multiband Compressor. You can see I brought the threshold up, or down is it actually, because yeah, it's set to -30 dB. Brought the release up quite a bit as well, because when you bring that release down, it's gonna bring up pretty much everything, so it's gonna really sound quite muddy. And I wanted to maintain that short sound because of the LFO, so I brought that up. I also brought the gain up pretty much all the way, because the compression made it a lot quieter, so I guess that sounds good. Then the final step, and that's a really important one, is the reverb. Now with the new version of Serum, if you don't have it yet, go to the X4 Records website. You can find a new update for Serum there. They also have a Serum FX version. I've got a video about Serum FX on my channel. I'll put a link to it in the description or in an annotation link in the screen. Watch that video if you haven't watched it yet, because it's really cool to be able to use Serum as an FX plugin. Now another upgrade to the new version was that they that Steve, the creator of Serum, included a new reverb type, which is now the algorithm for a hall reverb instead of just a plate reverb that was included in the first version. So now we have a hall reverb, which to me sounds a lot better, a lot more realistic. And I've taken that reverb and I put that LFO in the mix knob, so we're getting a little bit more reverb when it's up here. And it's kind of like doing the same thing as with all the other knobs there that we put the LFO on, which isn't really that much, to be honest. It's still a quite simple patch. And I brought the size down all the way, decay down all the way, brought the low cut up a little bit to get rid of some of the low frequencies in the reverb signal. The spin is all the way down, so it's not really changing every time. It's not constantly changing, because that's what the spin is doing. It's kind of like changing the reverb in sound a little bit over time, so that it doesn't really sound too static. It sounds more realistic. But for this I didn't want that. I just wanted it to be quite robotic sounding with just the same reverb every time again. So I brought the spin down, and now that spin depth will actually have quite a big effect on how the entire sound is gonna come out. I mean, just listen. If I change that, it's really gonna change the tone of the sound. So that's with the reverb, by the way. Now if I change that spin depth, you can hear it. It's just, you can get especially on the how do you say it, on the tail of the sound, you know, on the release of the sound, you can really hear these changes when you change that spin depth. So definitely fine tune that. It kind of depends on what key you're working in and stuff like that. You have to fine tune it and find the right spot for your track and for the sound that you're going for. But I find it to be quite an interesting sound. It's easy to make bass, but it sounds quite good. Obviously changing the pitches on these oscillators will definitely change the sound a lot as well. Same for changing the amount of frequency modulation. Those are the things that will really change this patch. So it would probably be good to just take a macro and map these to macro knobs maybe. You can get some variations on the sound, and probably you can use this patch for an entire track. You can just create a whole bunch of different versions of it and switch back and forth between those, which is pretty cool. So that was it for this video. If you like this, then you can subscribe to this channel, and that would make it would mean so much to me. I'm trying to get this channel up to 100,000 subscribers as quick as possible. I'm almost reaching 40,000 now, and I'm gonna do a giveaway on 40,000. So I'm gonna give away a sample pack or a preset pack. I'm not completely sure yet. I don't know how I'm gonna do it yet, but when I reach 40,000 subscribers, I'm gonna do a giveaway of one of my sample packs or my preset packs. You can decide. The winner that gets it can decide which one they want. If you can't wait for that and you just want to have or check out one of my packs, go to my website. The link is up in the screen, or you can find the link in the description below this video. On there you can find my preset packs and sample packs. I've got a few packs for Serum, and I got a pack for Massive. I've got a few drum sound sample packs. So if you're looking for good one-shot drum sounds, definitely check out my website, check out my sample packs. And other than that, yeah, I hope to see you back soon. Peace.